Today, for the Securities Industry Essentials exam, we're covering the essential structure of industry regulation, specifically focusing on FINRA's role as a self-regulatory organization, or SRO. Understanding the chain of command is critical. So let's start at the top. The ultimate authority is the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, which is an independent agency of the United States federal government. The SEC gets its power from Congress and is responsible for enforcing federal securities laws. However, the SEC delegates the day-to-day regulation of its member firms to other bodies. This is where FINRA, the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, comes in. FINRA is the largest self-regulatory organization in the country, and for the exam, you can think of it as the primary regulator for broker-dealers. A very common source of confusion on the SIE exam is the exact difference between the SEC and FINRA. Think of the SEC as the police chief who sets the major laws for the entire city, while FINRA acts as the precinct captains and patrol officers who are on the beat every day, making sure everyone on their block follows the rules. It is mandatory for any broker-dealer that wants to conduct securities business with the public in the United States to become a member of FINRA. An exam question might describe a new investment banking firm and ask which organizations it must join. The answer will always include both registration with the SEC and membership with FINRA. You cannot operate without being a member of this club, and membership means you agree to abide by FINRA's rules. So how does FINRA actually regulate its members? They have a comprehensive rulebook covering everything from how firms communicate with the public to how they handle customer funds. They enforce these rules through regular examinations and surveillance of their members. For example, if a registered representative sends an email to a client promising guaranteed returns on a stock, that is a violation of FINRA's communication rules. FINRA would be the body to investigate this, and they have the power to levy significant sanctions. They can fine the individual and the firm, suspend the representative from working in the industry for a period, or in extreme cases, permanently bar them. This brings us to a critical distinction and a common exam trap. FINRA's power, while substantial, is limited. FINRA is not a government entity and does not have criminal authority. They cannot sentence anyone to prison. If a case involves criminal securities fraud, FINRA will refer it to the SEC and the Department of Justice, who can press criminal charges. So if you see an exam question that mentions imprisonment or jail time, your mind should immediately go to the SEC, not FINRA. FINRA's jurisdiction is civil. They handle industry-specific rule violations with industry-specific penalties. To help keep this straight, use this simple phrase: the SEC is supreme, and FINRA is on the front line. The SEC is the supreme securities regulator with the full force of federal law behind it. FINRA is on the front line, conducting the direct, hands-on oversight of broker-dealers and their employees. Another frontline function tested on the exam is dispute resolution. If a client has a dispute with their brokerage firm, they will typically be required to use FINRA's arbitration process to resolve it, rather than going to court. This is another key operational role that FINRA performs to keep the industry functioning smoothly.